always going to be the same way, so this don't even trip.
Yeah.
Jerry's going to be Jerry.
Yep, we're going to check it here.
What are we talking about right now? I need some Dak moments this year. I need some Dak moments. Hey, ho, it's a $10 holla. Donation. Trying to be positive, these dudes be tripping. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh.
And we're in there.
Oh, we in there?
Man,
We're in there.
We in there, babe? Ha! I can't see because I got some stats to show you on my raggedy phone.
James, man, I swear, this Cowboys front office.
Same old.
This don't even trip.
Very smooth.
Jerry.
When you see it here, that's when we're in.
What are we
Jerry
talking
gonna be
about
Jerry.
right now?
What are we talking about right now?
I need some Dak moments this year.
I needed some Dak moments.
Hey, ho, it's a $10.
Can I get a $10 holla?
Donation.
Got bills to pay.
Donation. Trying to be positive. These dudes be tripping.
Trying to be positive, but these dudes is tripping. That's the best line right there, Jim. I'm trying to be positive, but these dudes is tripping. And I ain't trying to hear that. And Jerry gonna be Jerry. And I don't give a hell.
Yep, same old Cowboys, just as the caption says. It was the get right game for J.J. McCarthy. We talked about it before it even began. You were right. We put the video out after the game, but you said it, get right game for McCarthy. He ends up having one of the better games of his career. I think it was the most passing yards he's had in a game.
Oh, that's terrible.
This is basically his rookie season, but of course, you know, they're talking bad about him. He needs a great game. This is the one we talked about it before. Circle it on the schedule.
Get right.
Yeah, because there was a lot of buzz. Is McCarthy the guy that gave up Sam Darnold? You know, and of course against Cowboys, big game, just big chunk plays in the same old Cowboys.
Mm-hmm. Same old Cowboys. Like I said when we had Boss on, I said y'all scared. You don't believe it. You don't trust it that we're going to just go in there and beat Minnesota, even though you feel like you could. I don't really know what to say about it. You had to win a game, another must-win game, and you got smacked by J.J. McCarthy, dog. That's embarrassing to me. You lost to the Vikings and J.J. McCarthy, and I don't really know what to say about that. Like, they have physical us. Well, I'm not saying us. They have physical Dallas. I ain't claiming them.
You don't want to say us.
I ain't saying
we,
us,
or
we or us or nothing. That
you just refer to them as the Cowboys.
The Cowboys. The Cowboys. So, I mean, what can you say? Everybody's talking about fire Eberflus, all that stuff. I mean, another bad game. I mean, every quarterback he plays against, they have career numbers.
Yeah, that's what it's been this year, for sure.
And I don't know what else to say when you just hurry him and fire him so people can stop talking about him.
Yeah, they started that game pretty decent. They had that interception right away.
Mm-hmm.
But the offense too, though, I mean, they still scored 26. That should be enough to win a game. But settling for all those field goals, to me, that was the big issue in that game. And they missed a couple. You text me about how you don't trust the field goals. But that was a big part of that game right there, those two misses. What?
No, I was looking. I had to mess with her. I said the field goal kickers.
Oh, yeah.
I don't trust them. I love you. I don't trust you.
Yeah, and I think they just relying on that too much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to just talk about the offense because, of course, the defense is bad. But, the offense, though, they struggled too. It felt like there was kind of a chess match going on. And Brian Flores got the best of the play calling in that one.
Yep, and even Shotty said Brian Flores got the best of him. That's why everybody wants to get him as the defensive coordinator, right? Everybody's like, get him because I believe his contract is up with Minnesota for my dog Kenny. That's what he said. The offense, I think they had 9 or 10 possessions inside the 45-yard line and only got 2 touchdowns. So just like you said, I think Cowboys get they're getting so used to Brandon Aubrey saving them. Anytime we get to the 50 or 45, we think a field goal. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's the mentality.
Almost like you're playing for the field goal.
You're almost like, yes. It's like, that's all right. We don't get the third down. We're going to get at least 3 points.
Yeah, it's like we can change it up. We can take more chances because we know we probably got an automatic 3 here, but not looking so automatic now.
You can
miss 2 in the
miss,
one game.
Miss 2.
That's
Now,
probably the first time for him.
Now they were far. I think one of them was like a 59-yarder. It's not like they're easy. He kicks them like they're 40-yarders, right? So we're used to him hitting the big field goal. So when he does miss, it's just like, dang, for real. But you gotta understand, you're putting a lot of pressure on this man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get inside the 50. We got Aubrey. You putting a lot of pressure on him. No, we need touchdowns. I mean, they even said it on the Clowney was talking to Kenny Clark, and he's like, "Bro, we need touchdowns, not field goals." He even said it, and it just seems like we settle. It's like the offense. It seems like the offense kinds of. I don't know if the offense changes up, but I don't know if it gets as aggressive. I could be wrong here, but it feels like once we get in that field goal range, we're not as aggressive because we know we can get that 3. But think about it. If you take it all the way down twice and you score 2 field goals, you only have 6 points. They take it down one time, they have 7. They're still beating you.
Mm-hmm. It's like
3 ain't all that.
And when you miss the field goal, that's a big momentum shifter. You're giving up great field position. And that's kind of been one of the problems the last couple games is those field position. The Cowboys do not play the field position game. And then Schottenheimer, you don't know if is he really aggressive? Sometimes he is, and then sometimes he's not. It's kind of inconsistent, but he's a rookie, which I do want to get into that in a little bit too, kind of grade him, what you think, what the job he's done so far. But, yeah, so it's – I don't know. Same old Cowboys, that's what it comes back to.
Yeah, same old Cowboys, same old thing.
And there was I mentioned it to you as well, text you sweaty Dak before the game. I know it's maybe superstition, but Dak was real sweaty in his pregame interview.
Man, I don't know, man. It's just frustrating because year in and year out, it's just really the same thing year in and year out. I just can't fall for the flu, whatever you want to call it. It's just the same thing every year. These overweighted expectations for an average team. That's what it really is. Comes down to G. Dallas is an average team. I actually made a video. You can go on my Big Game James Selfish post. You can go on the page and you can see before the season even started, preseason, you know how you kind of, if you got your own page, you do your linebackers, you do your corners, you do all that, right? Well, I did that, G, but I also did a show and I talked about the reason why the Dallas Cowboys get these results because they have average coaching, average players. So you're going to get average results. We want these high-end results, but look at the players on the team. If you look at the defense before you added Quentin Williams and Kenny Clark, that defense was below average.
Oh, yeah.
Not even close.
We already knew it was a get-right game.
We already knew. That defense was below average. You just got those guys. You got Kenny Clark, but that still didn't raise it up. That's why you had to go get Quentin Williams because it still didn't raise the roof. You feel me? So when you go line for line for all the players from the front line to the linebackers to the corners to the safeties, Dallas have average players. So we expect them to be these god-awful, doing all these crazy things. You got a defensive coordinator who's scary, playing this scary-ass zone, and then you got average players. No, that's a recipe for disaster, and that's what's happening.
Yeah. Well, how you feeling about the rest of the season? There's like a 1% chance or something with the playoffs, but
the season's over.
But yeah, it's done. Eagles have to lose all their games. Cowboys have to win all their games. But yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
And who wants to see the Dallas Cowboys get into the playoffs so they can get annihilated?
Yeah, just putting out there though what it is.
I feel you, but I don't want to see Dallas get to the playoffs so they can get beat 35-3 and get embarrassed and everybody say same old Cowboys.
Yeah.
Stay your ass home so we don't got to deal with that trauma.
I'm glad you brought up the embarrassment because this has also been one of the seasons with like the most primetime games. So many night games, Thursday night games. We got a game coming up on Christmas, and we've just gotten embarrassed this year. Yeah, like it's embarrassing as a fan, and yeah, that game pointless now. But it's super embarrassing to have this kind of season on so many primetime games because it's like for everybody's watching.
Mm-hmm. And then you had the Chiefs where that was a classic game, like an all-time one of the greatest games. Like as far as watched ever, and you don't have anything to show for it. That's I think that bothers me because just like you said, you're on prime time. You just had one of the most watched games in NFL history, yet you're not going to the playoffs. Now I know the Chiefs aren't, but we can't compare ourselves to the Chiefs. Dallas can't compare themselves to the Chiefs, so the Chiefs get a pass. So the Chiefs not going to the playoffs this year, they get a whole pass. It's okay. They're allowed to get a little pass. They're allowed to maybe have a couple losing seasons because they was kicking ass for so many years, right? That's what happens. Dallas ain't did nothing. You okay? It's just like, we talked about it, G, and I'm not going to get deep into it, but I'm just throw it out there. This dude feels like he's chasing ghosts, Jerry Jones. I feel like he's just chasing ghosts. Because you had a real one. You lucked up. I'm going to just tell you right now. And I ain't going to get long into it because we got a lot of other things to talk about, but I'm going to give a short synopsis of it. You like that word, synopsis? I came out of nowhere with it, and I don't even know what it means, but I feel like it goes with that sentence. But you lucked up Jerry Jones and got Jimmy Johnson. You lucked up because if you probably had anybody else, you probably been marketing wise, you've been the best. Football wise, no. But you lucked up and got Jimmy Johnson, a real football man, a man who is obsessed with football, meticulous, everything, everything we want in a coach, right? And he knows how to see talent and scout talent. When you talk about when Jerry Jones purchased the team, you're not going to sit there and tell me Jerry Jones did the Herschel Walker trade. You're not going to sit there and tell me Jerry Jones was sitting in his office like, hey, Jimmy, let's do that Herschel Walker. Let's do that and let's find these Vikings. No, that was all Jimmy Johnson orchestrated. You just had the money. See, the problem was you want credit. You want credit instead of just sitting in the background and being great. You could have sat in the background and we could have won Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl and then playoff after playoff after playoff. Right? We would have enjoyed the fat, but you want so bad of the credit. You can't stay in the back, and that's the problem. Me and you were talking about it, G, offline. Jimmy didn't respect your football knowledge. When I heard Jimmy talk about you and I heard Bill Parcells talk about Jerry Jones, two of the best coaches I say we had in our era that we seen, both of them said, Jerry's a great businessman. He does listen. He's a great businessman. I didn't hear he's a great football mind out of their mouth. Even in the documentary, did you see Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones and them Joneses on the road scouting and doing all that stuff? No, he's an oil man, businessman.
So you ended up watching it?
No, I saw the first episode. And when I saw the first episode, I was done. But that just proves my point. You were an oil man, businessman that looked up and bought the Dallas Cowboys. You even said it yourself. I bought the Dallas Cowboys. Now, your irresponsibility was you're the owner. Be that. You can even be the president. But your faulty was being the general manager because general managers put in work. They put in work. A lot of them started as scouts. They raised up through the ranks. You just took the title and you never put in the work. Jimmy did all that for you. You kept on wanting credit. Then y'all got whatever happened. And now you want to show everybody, I can do this without Jimmy. But you're not that guy because you're not a football man. He's a businessman. Gee, he took these Cowboys, I think they were worth like $500 million. Now they're worth $1 billion. If you had just the owners and who was the top 5 owners on the business side, you probably number 1.
Of all time?
Yeah, you got to be one because you flipped that team from $500 million to making them a big.
I think they're around like $11 billion or something.
Right. They're the number 1 sports team right now, and you ain't won nothing. Yeah. So on the marketing side, you're the best. But you're not a football guy, and that's the problem, and that's why the Cowboys fans, the Cowboys players, the Cowboys everything have suffered because you are so bullheaded to prove to everybody you're a football guy. Your family are football guys. You're not. You're business people. That's what you were. You never put in football work, and even the football minds don't even respect your football knowledge. The stuff that Jerry Jones talks about in these interviews, me and you can say.
Yeah.
He's not saying anything that me and you don't know. And he's the GM.
Mm-hmm.
He's making the football decisions. He's making decisions on coaches, players, everything. He's making these decisions, and you're not the football guy. You're not waking up at 5 in the morning, putting in the work, watching the tape, understanding these players. No, you're not. That's what GMs do, though. The best ones do, and they never rest. This dude be chilling. Don't tell me he don't be chilling. And then he just gets the, what happened? Okay. Oh, let's do that. But it's not him putting in that work.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Steven putting in that work. And these are supposed to be our football people putting in these football decisions. And that's why it's been 30 years of this. Because you're not the football people. And you made the poll and said, Jerry, GM, move out the way. Jerry, everything else, we love you if you just move out the way. But because he's so paranoid and wants to prove everybody wrong, and he doesn't trust anybody in this organization side his family, he stays in the way. And that's why Dallas is not winning, because Jerry's in the way. Now, I can't say that all the way, because we'll talk about some playoffs later on, that the Cowboys had opportunities and they choke. So it's not just the owner who is doing things. The players that he get ain't big game players.
Yeah, we'll definitely hit on some players. But when you think about those eras, the Jimmy Johnson era, we'd say Jimmy Johnson built the team. The Romo era, you would say Bill Parcells is what jump-started that era.
Mm-hmm.
What are you giving credit for the Dak era?
Who am I giving credit for?
Yeah, who's is that Jason Garrett? Or who's getting credit for the Dak era? You know what I'm trying to say there? As far as who put in the work for that?
I will only say Jason Garrett, because Jason, from what I hear and what I've seen, Jason Garrett fought and said, get Dak Prescott. So I have to credit Jason Garrett with Dak Prescott. But please understand how I say this. Don't get mad at me. Not you. But
I'm trying to bring it out of you.
What is Jason Garrett? Ain't arriving in the big games. I love Dak. But, and now Cowboys fans, I already went into it with somebody when I said Dallas don't be winning big games. Somebody jumped in there, the Chiefs and the Eagles win big games. I said, man, you Cowboys fans going to live on that for the next 10 years. Every time somebody uses an argument against us, but we beat the Chiefs in 2025 when it's 2029. We're going to be saying that in 20. We beat them in 2025, Pat Mahomes. We're going to be living on that. See, we live on these little things because we don't do shit. Dallas don't do shit, so we live on the tiniest things. No, when I look at Garrett was there 10 years, went to 3 playoffs. Now, 2018, that wasn't a bad team because your defense gave it up. 2016, and didn't have a good defense. 2014, we remember the catch. But I always tell people, if Dez would have scored that touchdown, they still have 4 minutes and 32 seconds, and Aaron Rodgers was killing our defense. Mm-hmm. So I'm just letting people know that as well, right? So you had a guy that was there 10 years, only went to 3 playoffs, and didn't arrive in big games. And I love Dak, but he has had that same thing attached to him, and those kind of things kind of correlate. It's not all Dak's fault. It's the team. It's not him. It's the team. It's the defense. It's the coaching. It's all that. But as the quarterback and the franchise guy, you're going to get the blame no matter what it is. So I hate for that to happen, but Dallas just doesn't have big game hunters. They have good players, but they don't have guys that can do it when it matters the most. We can hate on the Eagles all we want, G. I don't like the Eagles. I hate them. But guess what? They be winning the games when it matters the most. Jalen Hurts can throw for 110 yards and suck, but he'll make big plays at the end and win. Tell me you wouldn't love Dak Prescott to only throw for 115 yards but make them big throws at the end to win the game, or make some plays at the end. You wouldn't give a hell if Dak was throwing it. We would spit everything, all these people. So what? Dak winning. So the same thing these Eagles people are saying against us, right? So what? Jalen Hurts is winning, though. He's been to Super Bowls. He's a winner. He ain't got the stats right now, but they win. Tell me we wouldn't want that flip with Dak. Would you want stats with Dak right now, or would you want them wins? I would take them wins. So if he didn't have these stats but he was winning games, we would take that right now.
Yeah, and it shows that the Eagles have a more well-rounded team too. But that kind of goes into what we were talking about too. I think right before the show started about do Cowboys fans feel like? Well, let me get right to it. Do Cowboys fans want other fan bases to think Dak is the best quarterback in the league?
I do. I definitely feel that way because
or something like that.
Because I've seen it, and y'all need to understand. Don't be sensitive on this show tonight, okay? Y'all need to understand this. On Twitter, when Dak throws for 400 or whatever, people jump on Twitter. That's my quarterback. Yeah, that's right, Dak. It's like we have to validate Dak, especially on Twitter. A lot of people want to validate him, and I feel like you don't got to do that. Like, just let him play. It's like because so many people diss Dak, I feel like Cowboys fans are like, no, he is good. So they're fighting for him, and that's why they come out on Twitter and go hard to show him, nah, Dak ain't no bum. Look what he just did. Look what he's doing. So I get that aspect, but it's still going to come down to since 2016 to now, he's been in playoff games, and they ain't won. And like I said, when I look at that and when I look at Mike McCarthy, and it's funny how people diss McCarthy so bad. Like, people want to forget McCarthy. That's what it feels like to me. People want to forget that he was there. McCarthy had 3 straight 12-win seasons that had not happened in 20 years since Jimmy Johnson. Right? That had not happened. And he was a Super Bowl coach just like Dan Quinn was a Super Bowl coach. That 2022 season, to me, that was the season we should have had. 21, we should have. But he said the team was nervous. I was like, oh, hell no. But Dallas slayed the Tom Brady Dragon, put him in retirement. We blew them boys out. They came to San Francisco, and when people say Dallas defense didn't show up, yes, it did. Christian McCaffrey ran for only 37 yards in that game. Brock Purdy did nothing in that game. They had no offense in that game. What happened is Dak made a couple bad interceptions. I'm not going to put it all on him. Trevin Diggs dropped that big INT that could have turned the whole game. You get what I'm saying? So you could have won that game and went to the championship. You should have beat the Packers in 23. So that's why I said, G, with the yes, I feel like they do try to validate him through Twitter because they want to say, we got a good quarterback. Stop bashing him because your quarterbacks be choking too and y'all don't talk about that. So stop getting on us. So I think that's what happens. But on the for real, we're going to talk about this because I'm tired of people acting like we didn't have a good defensive coordinator here and he wasn't turning up. Dan Quinn was setting records here. They had a damn good defense. I don't want to hear, oh, we couldn't stop the run. Yeah, that's been the case. But you had damn good defense and you still didn't do it.
Yeah. That's what we were talking about too. It doesn't really matter what we say. It's just always going to happen because it starts up there at the top.
It does. Jerry done did too many sins for real.
But I guess one thing we should hit on from that game still, and then the Chargers a little bit more, but we're not going to dive too deep. I mean, the games don't really mean nothing.
Right.
But I have a couple questions about it, though.
Right, for sure.
George Pickens, again, not much production. A lot of talk about him now, again. So what do you think's going on with that situation there? I mean, are they just – the defense has just figured him out, or – what do you think? I was wondering if it could be some politics involved. I don't know. Because it just feels like they're not even looking his way.
I wonder if it's politics. Like, okay, let's not give you targets so we don't got to pay you a lot of money.
That max deal. Yep. Who knows? That's a conspiracy, but
it's really not conspiracy because people really do that.
Like,
limit his targets. Limit his targets. And listen, the GM, Jerry's the GM. And when you look at the GM description, GM says he interacts with the coaches all the time, talking with the coaches. So that means Jerry is meddling. That's why he wanted to be the owner, the president, and the GM, so he could have his finger in everything and meddle and find out and watch every single thing that's going on. I'm going to have my finger in it because I can. You get what I'm saying? And how can I not believe? I'm not saying it's true. It could be wrong, but how can I not believe the GM says, I ain't trying to pay him no $40 million. That's going to break the bank. I'm paying him. Hey, man, limit his targets. How do I know that conversation don't go on? Hey, limit his targets. And you don't have to tell Dak. You can just do it in the game plan. And you're going to tell me when we talk about the call comes from upstairs, bro, I had players. I talked to Anthony Wright. He was on my show, quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. He said Jerry Jones was in the quarterback meetings with pen and paper. So don't tell me Jerry ain't all the way in and saying, hey, You need to get him on the field, or hey, he don't need to do this. And if he says it, is any coach gonna say no, Jerry? Except if you're Jimmy Johnson or Bill Parcells.
Mm-hmm. Should the Cowboys try to like play spoiler or do anything to like gain some confidence going into next year? I mean, we're gonna have to just anything we say is gonna have to be in spite of Jerry. Anything that we say that might be positive, it would be in spite of Jerry. That's gonna be there. So we got to kind of just set that aside and just say like, just pretend he's not there.
I'm pretending.
What should you do if you was the GM? Let's look at it from that perspective. If you were the GM, should the Cowboys play spoiler or do anything to gain confidence for next season, or like just rest Dak or other players and just blow the team up?
Okay, Shotty came out and said we're trying to win, and I get. I kind of don't like this from Shotty in this aspect. I get what Shotty's doing. No, we playing with Dak. We winning. Shotty, I love you, but shut the fuck up right now on that. You just got your ass whooped 2 weeks in a row. Now, son, we playing Dak or we winning. We playing to win. It don't matter what you win now. Right, babe? Right, G? You flexing, we playing Dak. You flexing them muscles now. You should have flexed them muscles against the Lions and the damn Vikings. You didn't flex them muscles then. Now you got your ass kicked. Now you're trying to flex them. No, you need to flex Joe Milton muscles. We need to see what Joe Milton is like. We know what Dak is. Dak will be 33 next year. You need to find out what you have in Joe Milton. So I don't like it. What are you trying to prove because you won some games with Dak the last 3 and they don't mean shit? Because you're stat padding? Dak threw for 300 yards and 30. Nobody gives a F about that. You're sitting home. This needs to be some evaluation period. You need to see what you have in Joe Milton. You traded for him. And what we saw in the preseason from Joe Milton was not good. So you need to see Joe Milton in some live games, not the last game of the year when it don't matter. Put him in these 3 games where he can really learn and understand because you know what you have in Dak. You had your chance, Dallas. Shotty, you had your chance against the Lions and the Vikings, and you got your ass kicked in both of them. Now all of a sudden you want, we're going with Dak. No, you don't. You need to play that Milton, and I want to see how Milton will play against the Chargers and the Commanders and the Giants because you need to see if he's going to be your future because Dak ain't playing. I don't care what Dak said he playing for no 40 years old. You ain't playing till no 40. Dude, you ain't playing to 40 years old, okay? Stop that. You're not doing it. So you need to be having to look at possible replacements. So that's what I would be doing. Yeah, you don't got to sit everybody. But in your point, yeah, I do think that they're pulling targets from Pickens. I agree. I agree with your conspiracy theory. So they don't got to pay him that money. Oh, well, you was hot, but now people got caught up to you and you wasn't doing so good, so maybe we shouldn't pay you all that money because people caught up to you. People ain't catch up to you. You was just doing some shit.
Yeah, I mean, when you're good, you're good. Like, you just keep being good. CD Lamb's still getting his. I don't know.
Yeah. CD kind of nice, though.
Yeah.
He really knows how to work that.
Yeah.
CD knows how to work that underneath.
Yeah, he's reliable.
He really knows how to work. That's why his game – because he's like
had a rough season, though.
He's like, he's like an outside a slot guy. Like he can really work you in that slot. That's why CD's so good because he can hit you in multiple facets. He can hit you short, middle, and long. That's why I think his game is so good. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I respect CD. Sometimes I don't like how he low key a diva sometimes, in my opinion, and you be dropping the ball in the biggest moments sometimes. But I like CD. But I don't know, dog. I feel like you need to see what you got. You need to see what you have in some of these players, because you know what you have in Dak.
Yeah. So like to the logical person who knows, like there's a 1% chance, but we're not. That's not going to happen. I just know though what they're going to do, and they're going to still play if there's a mathematical chance at all. Yeah. So that's not going to happen. Yep. But yeah, that is what we should do because we know they're not going to win 3, and the Eagles definitely aren't going to lose the last 3.
Like you sat Jaden Blue all year. This will be the time us to be able to see him now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a draft pick. And we're gonna talk about that draft too.
There's some other guys too, right? That
Phil
we probably
Maffa?
could see. Yeah,
Phil Maffa,
I saw something about him
Jaden
earlier.
Blue. You know,
They activated his practice window.
yeah. Butler, the cornerback, he's got his window open. I want to see him.
You've been wanting to see Winfrey.
Yes, because he hasn't played all
He's
year.
been inactive every game.
He hasn't played all year. He's cheap though. He'll probably come back. He can cost a lot of money.
So Chargers game, not really much to talk about, right? It's in LA. I mean, are we trying to talk about how you win this game, or?
I mean, honestly,
Does
I'm just
it
keeping it
matter?
real. I don't care. Like, I'm being honest with you. Like, you know, I'll be honest, y'all. Those 2 games against the Eagles and the Chiefs, I was hyped. I didn't believe. I'm just telling you right in the camera. I didn't believe they was gonna come back from 21-0 and beat them Eagles. I was super surprised. I was hyped. I hate the Eagles. They came back and beat them. That was awesome. I definitely thought it was gonna be a letdown game against the Chiefs. Chiefs ain't the same Chiefs. Said you could beat them, but I still felt like Cowboys played that crazy high. They're gonna come on, and so for them 2 games, yeah, I was low key on a high because I was like, damn, I ain't seen Dallas do that. But you got 1 more to go. And this is the big one because you get this one, your schedule's going to be easier. And what happened? You got your ass kicked. You just didn't lose. You got your ass kicked. Right? Why don't we just lose? Why Dallas never just loses the game? It's like when a game Dallas needs, they don't just lose. They be getting their ass kicked.
That's why I've said before, like, does how they lose matter? Like, if you can lose a close one, a hard-fought game where you were right there at the very last second.
But Dallas gets their ass kicked. You got beat by J.J. McCarthy. He dropped 30-some points on you. J.J. McCarthy. I don't care what Boss Cowboy said. I love you, dog. I'm not believing your analysts on J.J. McCarthy. No. Worst completion percentage in the league. 32 last. Had 9 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Didn't even have more touchdowns than interceptions in this game. Everybody said he had struggled. You looked at all their games. Struggle. He only had 1 good game, really, and that was early against the Bears, and that was like week 1. Week 1. Ever since that, McCarthy ain't did shit. Now, I know Eberflus is to blame in this too because he's a goofy. I know he's a goofy. He needs to go. But at the end of the day, I don't know what that is at the end of the day. Well, I don't care about the Chargers, though. I'm sorry. I don't care about the Chargers game.
Yeah, real quick, before we do move on a little bit, let's go to the comments a little bit here in YouTube. T-Smooth TV with the shout-outs.
What's up, T-Smooth? I can't see y'all.
Annette, who's right here in the room with us.
Boo thing.
Kibu8898, David Belier, appreciate everybody with the comments.
What's up, brother?
Shoot us questions if you want to hear him talk about something. He said, David Belier said, let's get this loss to the Giants out the way because they eventually will beat us.
Yeah, they probably
this
will.
year, not next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jackson Dart, he looks pretty good.
They're going to be, and lucky Cam Scatterboo got hurt because Scatterboo and Dart and that offense, Neighbors was hurt too.
Scatterboo was nice.
And they got a defense. They're going to be okay. If they get them the right coach, you feel me? The Giants are going to be good. So, I mean, I don't know what we be thinking, in my opinion. From my perspective, I don't know what we be thinking like the Cowboys are just this upper echelon team. They're not. They're an average team. And the problem with Dallas Cowboys and fans, we think this team is so much better than it really is. We think our players are better than they really are. And that's the problem. No, they're average. Deron Bland, I said it. He's a slot guy. You went out there and you paid him this money. You paid Jake Ferguson off bad year. Bland, bad year. Marquise Bell, we didn't even know he existed under Zimmer. And Turpin ain't did nothing. You signed 4 players who haven't done anything. Why? I moved it.
Bad contracts.
Bad contracts. Bad drafts.
We are going to get more into that.
And drafts haven't been great either.
Drafts, bad, trades, all kind of stuff, man.
Because think about it. When Quinn and Mark McCarthy, I went through their draft in the Quinn McCarthy era, they were not good. That 21 draft, 22 and 23, bad drafts. Bad.
Is there a couple guys that you could name that were the bust in that draft?
Oh, I can pull it up. 21, you only have Parsons. You had Osa and Parsons, and Parsons is not with Dallas. Osa is good. He's not great. You drafted 11 players. Matt Walesko, Simi Fihelko.
We'll have to pull the list up or something.
Pull the list up, babe. There's a whole bunch of them that were in that draft. What's that one long quarterback that's doing good with the Bears?
Oh, right.
Nashawn Wright. Didn't do nothing with Dallas. Turning up over there. Kelvin Joseph.
Yep.
Bad draft. 22. Only one you had was Tyler Smith.
Yeah, they haven't been hitting.
Sam Williams. Bust. Jake Ferguson. He got a lot of catches, but ain't nobody scared of Jake Ferguson.
Yeah.
You got to pull it up, babe.
He ain't no threat down the field or anything.
Just pull up
It's
Dallas
not
Cowboys
a big deal.
Draft. I want to because I want to show this Dallas Cowboys draft history. Pull it up, babe.
But yeah, Schottenheimer or just one last thing with the Eberflus thing real quick.
Jalen Tolbert, bust.
Oh yeah. I'm sure that the list goes on.
And that's 22. And then when we go 23, Mozzie,
you got to hit more on those second, third round picks.
Schoonmaker.
Yep.
That 23 draft was terrible. 22 was not good, and 21 was bad.
Well, at least we know if we get an offensive lineman, we're going to be all right.
Right.
With that pick.
But that's what I'm saying. So when we hype Dallas as far as being – when we look at Dallas as far as drafting, they're okay. If you look from since they drafted Dak in 2016, go through the draft history. Only Dak is with the team from 2016. 2017, there's nobody with the team. 2017, there's nobody with the team. 2018, there's nobody with the team. 2019, there's only Donovan Wilson. 2020, you had CeeDee Lamb and Trevin Diggs is on his way out. 2021, Micah Parsons is gone. Osa is okay. 2022, Tyler Smith is a dog, but that's it. Jake Ferguson, he's okay. 2023, name somebody.
Yeah, it's not been good. You're not seeing the longevity there.
I just came off the spot of my head and I just named it. I killed it.
Yeah, we're gonna cut that. That's gonna be a cut.
I just killed that. I didn't even have to look at it. I killed it. Dallas has been okay drafting, right? So who's in charge of the drafting? The GM?
He's always in the war room on the camera, making the phone calls, and they always post the phone call that he made to draft the guy.
Dallas has not had great drafts. They have decent drafts. They haven't had great. And then when we look at free agency, because I could pull that up, Dallas get mid-level players, right? Their all-in was Brandon Cooks and Stephen Gilmore. Stephen Gilmore was like 32. Brandon Cooks was 29. And now, after a couple years playing with Dallas, what have they done? You get what I'm saying? So, and even in 2020, when Mike McCarthy came over, right, we got Gerald McCoy, Dontari Poe, HaHa Clinton Dix, right? And we were feeling good. Dix didn't even make it out the camp. Dontari Poe got cut after like 3 games. Everson Griffin got traded.
Yeah,
and Gerald McCoy had the injury. But Gerald McCoy and the other person were both 33 years old. So we were getting them on the back end. We weren't getting the 28-year-old Gerald McCoy. We were getting the 33 Gerald McCoy.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So we get the name players, G, right? We get name players, but they're at the end of their careers. They're not at the apex.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Quentin Williams, but that was out of desperation. You didn't get Quentin Williams from the very beginning. That was the safe face because that Micah Parsons thing blew up in your face. So since that Micah Parsons thing blew in your face, you had to save face because Cowboy Nation was going to kill you, losing Micah Parsons and you ain't getting nothing back. And I'm tired of feeling like we got to live on draft picks. See, this is the problem. It's backwards. I understand you have to have young players, G, to keep your team good, right? You have to. But that can't be the lifeline because you're trusting guys that are coming out of college that have never played in the NFL. How is that not a bigger gamble than you signing somebody who played 5 years and turned up in the league? And, yeah, you might have to pay him a little bit more money, but he's been established. Wouldn't you want that over a rookie who's never played in the NFL? You don't know what you're getting. but you're going to pay him cheaply. That's the problem. Dallas gets mid-level players. They rely on the draft, and they don't get dogs. You got a dog in Quentin Williams, but that was out of the desperation of Micah Parsons. You didn't just go get a Quentin Williams to add with a Micah Parsons. Why don't you do that? Why didn't you keep a Micah Parsons and try to add him and make your defense devastating? They don't. They want to do it the cheap way. The cheap way
they're
don't
all stingy.
work. Yeah, they're stingy. They want to do it the cheap way, and they want to show our way works. No, it doesn't. Yes, your way keeps you competitive. That's the truth.
But
your way keeps you competitive, but you're never going to get on the hump, over the hump with your way.
Ever since the salary cap came into play, that's kind of when things really turned around in the mid-'90s.
You're right.
Because before that, you could just spend whatever, buy your championship team.
You keep going. I got to use the restroom.
Now you can't do that because it's with the cap, it's to make everything more parity, more equal. So that's what that's in place for, salary cap. So now you can't just buy it. You have to manage the cap, and Jerry's done a bad job of that with these bad contracts, because then you end up having to cut a guy early. Now you got all the dead cap money, and now you're in cap hell, and then that just makes it real tough to manage the roster. And they just haven't done a good job at it, so it'd be nice if they would bring in a GM, if he would, just enjoy his last few years, just retire, you're 83, you're probably doing a lot of work. Retire. Yeah, just drift off into the sunset, hire a GM, let them manage the team and do their thing, and just go from there, because that's probably the only way that it's going to change, because I don't see them selling it. They got a big family. I'm sure they're keeping it in the family. So the Joneses aren't going anywhere. So the best we can hope for is a step down, step aside. Hire the GM, put your pride down. You've proven now over 30 years that you cannot do it. So go ahead, set that ego and pride to the side, and hire you a GM, and go right off in the sunset. Retire. You're 83. It's time to retire and let it go.
Because think about it, G. We are – how can you get excited when you got an 82, 83-year-old GM who is managing your team from top to bottom? 82. I don't care how alive he speaks great for 82. I don't care. 80. Oh.
Yeah, and when you went down there, I was talking about how bad they managed the cap, and that's been the big problem, because you got these bad contracts. This is what's about to happen with Diggs, most likely too. You're probably going to have dead money, and you keep having those bad contracts. So,
they're going to save $15 million for cutting him.
It's hard to manage that salary cap. Yeah, but still, that's not as much as they're still eating some, right?
They're going to probably eat some, but I don't know. I just feel like
they still owe him something. I'm sure that's guaranteed money in that contract.
No, his guaranteed money is done after this.
Oh,
that's
okay.
why they can get rid of it.
I didn't know that detail.
And that's why you almost wonder if it's a setup, because that's when it runs out this year and you can get rid of him, and then it happens. You know what I mean? So, but that's the life of all NFL players across the board. So this ain't a Dallas thing. But like I said, the biggest thing is to me.
But,
go ahead.
Just don't you think, though, since we're talking about it with Diggs, like, if he's the best guy, why wouldn't you want to pay him? And maybe it's because of the relationship. Because maybe he just don't want to play. I forgot. Yeah, we haven't had that conversation.
Yeah,
but
it's something bigger than that.
But, yeah,
so
then I guess it's kind of pointless.
It's pointless.
Yeah.
It's bigger than that.
Because I don't know that information.
Yeah, it's just bigger than that, and that's all I'm really say about it. It's bigger than that. And I feel like that was proven when you had an opportunity to play Diggs, and Shotty was like, nah. You know what I'm saying? This proves.
So you think that's it? It's done. No more playing.
He's done. There's no point in him. He's done.
Well,
when that thing happened, and everything that came with it, it was over.
The mystery behind it or whatever.
It was over.
Still mystery, I guess.
Yeah, it was over after that.
So what then? So now you wish they might have tried to trade him or something before the trade deadline.
I know y'all love everybody, and I appreciate that, but that's why I say I've been ahead of the game. I said 7 months ago, is this the beginning of the end of Trevor Diggs? I said it 7 months ago. Is this the beginning of the end? Because you know what? You can just see the way they're talking about him in the media. When Jerry and them start talking about you like that in the media, oh, he's not being dedicated. He's not doing this. He's not. Yeah, that's your death sentence. That's your death sentence. And you're cool with Micah Parsons? Bruh, it's over.
So then, do you think that they're going to try to trade him, or are they just going to cut him?
And outright cut him and save that money. He's outright getting cut. They're saving that money. They're not wasting their time trading him. They don't want to deal with it anymore. And after as soon as they have the opportunity to cut him, they are cutting him.
They can't just do it now, or it's because of a money thing.
It's a money thing. It's got to be the post. It's got to be the post. They got to get that. Yeah. So that's the only reason why he's on the roster. So they can save money.
So do you think, though, that they actually see him as the best corner on the team, one of the best in the league? They want to keep paying him that money? Like, do you think they view him that way?
No, I don't think they view him as that.
As far as talent goes.
No, I think they view the talent-wise, because that's why they drafted him, because they definitely feel like he's talented. But Diggs mentally, I don't know. I'm staying away from it. All I know is they're done with him, and no matter what talent he has, they don't care anymore. He going.
So then, who's the best corner on the team then, if not him?
Bland by default.
But you don't think anyone else on the team's better than him? Not looking at the past, just like right now.
Nah, ain't nobody better than Bland. He's still young. He's still learning this game. He didn't have no camp, no nothing. He learning it. I like Josh Butler, but I don't know if Josh Butler is better than Bland. I don't know. Who else is there on the roster?
Oh,
corners.
Not too.
Ain't
many.
nobody.
That Reddy guy.
Yeah, ain't nobody on the roster.
That Quasi.
Ain't nobody. So yeah, ain't nobody. So yeah, by default, Bland is. But I don't know what y'all was thinking. You drafted him in the 5th round. A lot of people had Bland as a priority free agent.
Were we going to lose him if we didn't sign him, or was he going to play this year anyway? You know, was that a holdout situation, or was he under contract, right?
Yeah. See, here's the thing.
Like, why couldn't they let him play out the year and then get it done?
That's what I'm saying.
That's the bad.
You didn't have to sign Ferguson. You didn't have to sign Bland. Stephen Jones came out there and said, we're going to do wait and see on both of them. And then you signed them. You know why you signed them? At least in my opinion, out of spite. When Micah Parsons was traded, you started signing all kind of people. Oh, yeah, Micah Parsons left. We signing everybody. Bro, they came off 2 injury-plagued down years, and you signed them, right? And what was one of the reasons why DaRon Bland was probably kind of good? Because you had Micah Parsons creating pressure and getting pressure, and guess what? I can jump that ball because you're getting pressure. You're going to probably throw that ball quick, and I can get an interception. Duh. If you're a player, you know that.
Oh, yeah.
So Micah Parsons helped DaRon Bland's career. Guess what? You're not pressuring now with Eberflus, right? DaRon Bland is getting exposed because now he got a cover. He can't cover them guys, not in my opinion. He's okay, but he was drafted in the 5th round. A lot of people has a priority free agent. Why do you think they had him like that? Because he's okay. So that's all the reason why I said, and I'm not pocket watching, so I ain't going to say nothing about the money. I said, buyer beware, because you pay all that money. You might not be that guy to do that with.
Yeah. That pick 6 season was amazing. If they would have signed him right after that, I would have felt great about it. Like, this dude's a beast. He's about to be a pick 6 guy. But I do remember, though, that season he also did give up a lot of big plays, too. But he did get all those picks. Which was exciting, and you would have thought maybe, like, right then, let's sign him, but
I'm gonna keep it real. I was more excited.
He got hurt though, right?
I was more excited with Diggs than him because Diggs is a better player than Bland. So that's why I was more excited about Diggs, because Diggs is actually that guy. He has that talent to be that guy. Bland just is not that guy. And it's no hate. It's no disrespecting him. Nothing. He's just not that guy. He's gonna get exposed when he plays them dogs. You've seen it all year. You've seen it.
Yeah.
And we've been seeing it.
Tripping over his own feet.
That thing with Marvin Harrison Jr. did to him, that was terrible.
And then the bad angle he took, or what angle was all right, but like Jahmyr Gibbs.
A lot of people been killing him this year, and it's not Bland's fault. It's not his fault. He's a good player, but he's not that guy. That's all. And the problem with the Cowboys is y'all try to pay him like he's that guy instead of just sitting back and saying, "Nah, we're gonna wait on you because you came out of Fresno State. You didn't come from no Power 5 conference. We're gonna go ahead and wait on you." You jumped the gun on him.
He's one of those guys that's like the unsung hero on the team. He shouldn't be getting the big money. It's kind of like
James Houston.
That kind of guy. He reminds me of like the Patriots. Bland would be a guy that you would have seen on the Patriots, not getting the big deal, just fitting in with the team, being that extra guy. That guy that's you're getting a bargain on.
Exactly. But if you put him by himself, he's going to get exposed.
Well, now you paid him top money, and he's not. He's more of a complimentary player, probably.
But guess what? Once again, G, that goes about what we're talking about. Who's evaluating them? The general manager, Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. They're doing the evaluations.
What about Will McClay? We kind of hit on that before, but like, what's his big role, you know?
I mean, his big role is that Jerry loved him because he don't want no GM title.
So what does Will McClay do?
I would say Will McClay is the player personnel. Stephen Jones kind of gave him that title. You ain't a GM.
What's he do though? Like how does he
He's a scouting guy. He goes out and finds the talent, whether it's free agents.
So that's like what you just said then.
Yeah. He's that guy.
He's Jerry's player evaluator.
Pretty much. He's Jerry.
So he advises Jerry on who he should sign, or
basically Jerry can sit back and I'm going on a trip for about 3 weeks. Handle that for me, Will. That's what he is.
Oh, that's his right-hand man.
That's what he is. I can be lazy. You can have it, baby.
Oh, did we skip?
No, we didn't. You can have it. Who? He's black. Jerry number white.
Will McClay.
How's your family?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, but he's getting info from outside the family.
I mean, I don't know. I just know that.
I'm just wondering, because people did praise him a lot when we were hitting on draft picks. Back
he
in
doesn't
that
get
Jason
no
Garrett
kickback.
era did hit some draft picks.
They did, but he don't get no pushback. I just feel like Will McClay's happy with his title. He's never going nowhere.
So
Jerry keeps him because he don't want a title.
So you think it is Jerry doing the evaluating and actually doing the evaluating of players, or you think it's Will McClay and then him and Jerry just talk about it and then Jerry just trust him what he says about the guys and that's kind of how it works? I'm just curious what you think.
Just what you just said. Everything what you just said, that's what I feel like it is. He says Jerry's like, go find that for me, Will, and holler back at me. All right, I got this, and this in player. What you looking at? I ain't really trying to sign him. He costs too much. I ain't trying to do that. All right, I got this player. What do you want to do with him? All right, I'll pay him. Yeah, let's make that happen. All right, I'll go ahead and do it. That's what he is to me.
You think Jerry watches tape?
Bro, when he described Logan Wilson, when he came over and when he said we got Logan, he said he sees it. He hits the hole. Man, shut the fuck up. This is the GM, 82 years old. He said he sees it. He hits the hole. Like he goes, he knows where to. This is the GM. Like, oh, man, bro. This dude is 82, 83.
Yeah, we hit on that earlier.
I can't get over that. 83 years old GM is telling us about football, and he don't even got the knowledge. He ain't telling us something crazy that me and you can't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't know more than you, G. I promise you he don't. I bet you he don't.
Yeah,
he don't know more than me.
I mean, he might.
He know. No, he don't. No, you don't know more than me.
No, I don't say more than you. I'm just saying he might know quite a bit more than me.
Shit, you don't know more than me, Jerry. You know more than me on them Dallas Cowboys business shit. You'll kick my ass in business. You don't know more than me on them Cowboys. No, I don't believe you don't watch. I don't believe it. Show me.
So you think
you don't watch no tape?
I'm sure we could run the team as good as him.
Man, bruh. You a great businessman. You're not a football guy.
Yeah,
and that's why 30 years of this. Because you're not a football guy. Look at it. Look at all these other organizations that get football people. What happens? They go from worst to first. They go from a terrible team to the playoffs to a championship game. They come out of nowhere. All of a sudden, they're good. You know why? Because they're football people. And when you're football people, naturally football things happen to you because you're football. You're studying. You're watching. You're understanding. Jerry and them ain't doing that. I don't care what the hell people are trying to tell me. He ain't doing that. That's why it's 30 years of nothing.
Yeah, it's not going to change. That's why the title of the show is the Same Old Cowboys. Same thing that we've been seeing.
Y'all, man, what? Y'all, man, I ain't trying to talk positive after 30 years. 95, dude.
Salary cap hit, and it's been done since then.
Bro, 95, I was 23. How old was I? I was 23 years old. I'm 53, and we ain't seen shit.
Yeah. I mean, I got hooked when I was probably 8 years old.
Tom Landry didn't even do this.
6 to 8 years old, somewhere around there. Dad and his friend.
Tom Landry didn't even have losing streaks like this. Like, you ain't even sniffed a championship.
Yeah. Well, because they're going to write off what they've done, and then he thinks what he's done has been good. Like, he's happy with what he's done as a GM. He thinks, having Pro Bowl players and Hall of Fame type careers and Dak getting the career all-time numbers is like something to be real proud of and hang your hat on. He even said that in that documentary. He'll hang his hat on that how many good players they've gotten Pro Bowlers, because they're up there and pretty high in the amount of Pro Bowlers that they've had, in the last 15 to 20 years across the league. I don't know the exact number on that, but they are up there according to something that I saw. So I don't have that with me, but I did see that. So that's something that they're happy with. So they settle, and that's what they're cool with right there.
I'm going to just keep it real. I think why I feel some kind of way because them dudes took away my fandom.
Yeah, gave you the PTSD.
And I don't like that. I used to be so excited, even when them motherfuckers was pissing me off. I used to be so excited, but I'm glad I got in the media. You know how they say, G, I'm glad I got my eyes open. I got to go. I used to love Hollywood, and then I went to Hollywood, and I saw how it really was, and I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I got to see it. So I'm glad I got to get into media, and I got to see all the ugly shit. Because I was the gung-ho, blind fan, just screaming Dallas no matter what, fighting everybody, arguing with everybody. Don't talk shit about my Cowboys. I'm fighting you to the end. I'm arguing with you. I was that fan. Got into media and really started really delving into what's really going on. And I saw the real
ins and outs.
Yeah, I saw the ins and outs, and I saw the real. And I said, hell no. These motherfuckers got me fooled. These motherfuckers had me fooled, G.
Yeah, I mean, just so much heartbreak over the years. I'm going to tell you one, just real quick, when they broke me, because I can remember the game. It was Cowboys-Vikings 2009 playoff game.
Whoa, that broke you then? You wasn't riding all this time?
Not all like that.
Damn, from 2009?
Yeah, because let me tell you what happened. So,
okay.
I was real excited when we got Romo, because when I first became a fan, they had just finished up their Super Bowl run. Everybody was real hype,
Mm-hmm.
I was a little kid that got hooked back then, cheerleaders and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So they, and then Aikman's gone, Irving's gone, Aikman's gone, and then Emmett's gone. I remember Aikman breaking the record, or Emmett breaking the record and all that. And then, we go through a good 5-year stretch without a good quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of different guys. Dave Campo, head coach, really rough era there until Bill Parcells got involved. And then when we got Romo, he was like my savior. Because Bledsoe was in there, stiff as hell, statue,
right.
couldn't move, getting sacked.
Romo
came in,
yep.
magician,
moving around,
Houdini, just escaping out of sacks and still keeping the play alive, eyes down the field. So I became a deep fan there, and I had such high hopes for Romo. And then that 2009 team felt like the best team we had since that 07 because the defense was real good that year with Ware and Spencer and all
And
them.
Vikings kicked our ass.
Yeah, and
they didn't
Brett
just
Favre,
beat us; they kicked our
Brett
ass.
Favre was there, and that was to go to the NFC Championship game. That was the divisional round because we crushed the Eagles before that.
Because
I cried at halftime.
That was the Doug Free game.
At halftime, I went out to smoke a cigarette, pissed off, and I cried.
That was the
Real tears.
That was the Doug Free game.
And then when that happened, yeah, Doug Free, you're right. He got destroyed by Hunter, I think, or somebody. I can't remember the guy's name.
Was it Jared Allen?
No, I think he was probably in that game, but I'm thinking it was
somebody
Hunter.
kicked his
Danielle
ass.
Hunter or something. Maybe
No,
that's
that's
newer than
before
that.
him.
Yeah. But anyway,
somebody kicked his ass that game.
I shed real tears, and I was pretty young in my early 20s at that time. But that was when I was real hopeful, and I'm like, okay, no matter how good we are, we're not going to get there. That team was really good in 09. Miles Austin, and that broke me there. And yes, I've been excited for the team, but I've always been like, it's going to be like crazy as hell if we ever get to a Super Bowl and win. Like, it's going to feel like it's not real if that ever happened. But yeah, so I've just kind of never put big expectations on after that game.
I'll tell you, for me, I'm going to keep it real. I knew when we were doing shows from 2017 on, I knew we was never really going to win. But what really just made me say, fuck Dallas. Y'all pissed me off. I'm good. Was that 23 playoff against them Packers?
That was a big one.
That I was done because I was already leading up to it. G.
You went into that game
Yeah.
hot too as a team,
But I already knew. I already knew they were going to do this, and they did exactly what I thought they were going to do. So that made me even more mad.
Didn't lose a home game that year.
But I already knew they were going to choke because all that pressure. Dallas is undefeated at home. They ain't lost a game. Gonna choke.
Yep.
And
Crushed.
you're gonna fall right. And that's what I felt. I was, like I said,
Not
Cowboys
just
fans.
a loss, big loss.
Like I said, I if you ain't talk to me, Cowboys fan, when that game, when they kept on saying our record's undefeated, you weren't going in there nervous against them Packers, like, oh boy.
Yeah, it's always like that.
Oh boy, they keep on pumping us up.
Can you really trust them?
You're gonna choke. They're pumping us up. We're gonna get blown out. And when I seen that first series, and I seen CD get mad, I said, we're about to get blown out. That's what I said in my heart. We're about to get blown out because CD knows. That's why he's so mad. Because he knows. Motherfucker, we've been killing everybody. If we don't jump on this, they're going to kick our ass. It's like he knew. That's why he was
could
so
feel it was
pissed.
off.
He could feel it. And he's like, we got to score on this first possession, bruh.
You probably tell right away, like, all right, we're getting out coached.
Bro, you saw when I saw him jump up and then Dak went over and then Mike McCarthy, and he was just like, I could see where he was like, I'm not excusing his behavior, but I could see where he was like, man, fuck this dog, we can't come out like this. We're going to do that same bullshit. That's what I feel like he was saying. Like, we're gonna be on that same BS. We start out like this, and then guess what? Boom, touchdown. Next series, interception. You feel me? It was like he knew the snowball was coming. It's like he knew it.
Yeah, he probably could see, like, the game plan was not going to work.
He felt it.
Right, oh, they got us on the game plan. It's over.
They're on this shit, and we're going to get blown out.
Because everything we do is getting stopped.
They're
It's
watching.
hard.
They
It's
know
hard to get
everything
yards.
of what the fuck we do. It's like they knew us.
You catch a ball, the dude's right there.
We came in vanilla and weak as fuck, and it's like they knew us, and they knew they could whoop our ass. And that was, to me, was like, I'm done. I can't just sit there and rep this squad and y'all coming in soft like that. I just can't. I can't rep that. I can't do that. So, like I said, I'ma always fuck with my Cowboys, but I mean, they're not winning again. Where have you seen in history? You can point it out to me, any of y'all, where you seen a guy come out of nowhere, right? In the NFL, him and Jimmy Johnson come out of nowhere, and they hit them Super Bowls, boom, 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 boom. And then you have a 30-year drought, and all of a sudden you go to the Super Bowl again. Where have you seen that?
Yeah, I think we're just hoping that like Jerry accidentally makes the right hire again, like what he did with Jimmy Johnson.
As long as
And then
he's
a
in the
coach
way,
just
as
comes
long as he's
in
the
and gets it
GM
done.
in title, we're never winning.
Yeah, unless he gets lucky.
It's not going to happen. We're not getting lucky.
He's not hiring enough coaches.
We're not getting
Yeah,
lucky.
it ain't gonna happen no
Y'all
matter
go
what.
ahead and believe it. I know it's like I said in 2017. I said, I know Cowboys fans. I said in 2017. Go look at the tape. I said, I know Cowboys fans, y'all don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear it. But it's the truth. And you can't stop trying because it's irresponsible as a organization not stop trying. But go ahead and get Brian Flores or whatever, whoever you're talking about. It's going to happen with them too. Something's going to happen, and they're not going to do it. They've had so many times where they've been that close, and it's always something crazy that happens. Bruh, Jerry, you done did too many sins, dude.
Yeah, they're gonna have to win in spite of him.
And that's not happening. Dak, you should have went somewhere else.
So talking
ain't
about
winning in Dallas,
talking
bruh.
about Cowboys and overcoming Jerry and culture and stuff. Brian Schottenheimer. What kind of are we too tough or expecting too much from him? Because since he's like a rookie, he's a first year. You know, he didn't get to choose his defensive coordinator. Really, he might have stamped it, but you know, what are we thinking of him? Are we going to give him a better chance once he does get his own defensive coordinator or the rest of his own staff?
I like Shotty, Libra gang, but like I said, when I had that rant, you ain't got the nuts for this. You're not standing up to Jerry. There was only two guys in this organization, Bill Parcells and Jimmy Johnson, that said, fuck you, Jimmy. I mean, fuck you, Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
And Jerry had to be like, all right.
Well, see, now I wonder if that's part of the interview process. Like, do they make sure they're not going to be that kind of guy before they make the hire? And they probably do because, like, you know, you said the comfort hiring. So, like, they already know, like, all right, we're good because this guy ain't going to give us pushback. He's thankful for his job. But, yeah, he's, you know, he'd have to overcome those things,
It's just
Schottenheimer.
depressing.
But what do you think of him? You think he's been all right as a head coach? I mean,
I give him a C. I gave him a 7 out of 10 about a couple months ago. And I'm staying with that. He's a C. I'll give you a C. You know, with the tragedy of Marshawn Needland, he's held the team together. I think the team loves him. I think he's genuine. Yes, he's done got out coaching some games. I think he thinks too much on the. That's our problem. He's a Libra gang. Babe knows. I overthink the shit. Sometimes I overthink it, and I didn't want to tell anybody this, and I'm just gonna tell. This is the absolute truth. We overthink things as Libra. Overthink things. So I think sometimes when he's in game, he's overthinking it. Should I go? Should I not go? What should they? What are they gonna think? I think he thinks that. Really, my opinion. And because he overthinks things, now you mess up. Now you make the wrong call. Now you're getting your ass kicked. You get what I'm saying? But one thing I like about Shotty, he's honest. He said, hey, Flores came in there and kicked my ass. But that ain't going to happen again. I respect that. At least he say it. He kind of kicked my ass on that.
yeah, I'm thinking about how since there's nothing we can do about Jerry, there's going to be a certain type of guy that fits in with him, that molds with him. Like we talk about, you know, somebody who ain't going to give a lot of pushback. But you can have a best of that kind of guy. Is he like probably one of the best fits you could have, you think, for Jerry? Because he does kind of feel like he has that culture. We did talk about a winning type culture after those couple big wins. I know we go back, but we backpedal on that now. But do you think, though, that, you know, he has changed something in that way? Is he a good fit for the style that Jerry is? Because there's nothing we could do.
He is. He's like a Jason. I didn't want to say this. So many people were. Y'all make me mad. Some people was getting on me like, this Jason Garrett part 2. I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Y'all are right. I was wrong. Whoever said it was Jason Garrett part 2, you're right. I was wrong. I'm admitting it now. He's not Jason Garrett, but he is part 2. You're right. Y'all were right. I was wrong on the Jason Garrett thing. So whoever said, it's Jason Garrett part 2, and I said, no, it ain't. I jumped right in the comments and said, no, it ain't. Yeah, it is. You're right.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
So
This is Jason Garrett part 2 because he likes Shotty. He blends with him. So he's going to give him the whole 4 years. And if he has one dope ass season like Jason Garrett did, he's going to extend him like he did Garrett.
yeah.
Because he's his handpicked child.
Yeah. What the hell was I going to say?
That was real what I just
Man,
said.
I had a comeback for that too. Not a comeback, but like something to add to it.
I was waiting.
And I
for
done
it.
forgot, but it'll come back to me.
It'll come back like this.
Oh yeah, I got it now.
See?
So yeah, I feel like it's hard to kind of judge him much because the offense was good. They put up a lot of points. They're number 1 in yards, top 5 in points, right? So it's number 4, I think.
We
had
saw
that
a lot more
graphic.
creativity.
Yeah, so the offense was good as it has been for the last few years, except for the injury to Dak. That year was bad for, went back up. But, yeah, so, but he did not get to pick the defensive coordinator, I don't think, so that's where we
No, he
need to
didn't.
see. I feel like we need to let him get his guy, but I keep seeing things about continuity and letting them, not firing Eberflus and keeping him around. I mean, he did get half his starters in the mid-season, about half the starters on defense, and same kind of results, really, except for the stretch of games, but we did give up 21-0 in the first half to the Eagles, and those just weren't pretty games. It's not like you dominated or anything.
Well, that's perfect. That's a perfect segue to talk about Eberflus. Because we were talking about Aziz the scapegoat, because I said that, and some people jumped on my ass on Twitter when I said he's becoming the scapegoat. And this is why I said this. Understand how I'm saying this. I'm not saying Eberflus isn't built for this defense, because if Eberflus comes back in 2026, throw the whole 2026 season away. Throw the whole 26 season away. Throw it away. Throw it away. Okay. So I agree with y'all on that. But what I said, he's a scapegoat because y'all trying to make yourselves feel better or why Dallas had a fucked up season. See? Because it makes you feel better now because you don't feel as bad that you had a bad season. Because you said it was Eberflus's fault.
Yeah, because even if it is his fault, why the defense was bad, is still the person that brought him in
Jerry.
is the issue.
Exactly. Nobody wants to talk about that.
We can blame Eberflus, but really it's who hired Eberflus.
Exactly. Who was the good old boy that brought him?
Yeah, and why didn't your head coach get to pick a guy?
Exactly. Just like he did with McCarthy when he kept Kellen Moore.
Yep, same exact thing, but for the defense.
Exactly. And McCarthy was like, okay, well, I don't have a choice because I want this job. He said, okay, I fired him, but you're keeping Kellen Moore. That's the deal. What are you going to say if you want the job? No, he got to go. No, you're going to say, all right, cool. Aren't you? And don't tell me Jerry don't put it to you like that. Yeah, he does. He puts it to you like that. He got to stay. You get what I'm saying? So he's forcing these people on you. You get what I mean? Like, you let him hire all his offensive guys, but I'm going to hire a defensive person. You don't know shit about football.
Yeah, talk about continuity. We'd been better off bringing Zimmer back for another year.
Hell yeah, Zimmer.
At least he used Lou Fowl, second round
I
pick.
like Zimmer as the defensive coordinator. I said I don't want Zimmer as a head coach because he's old as shit. I don't want him as the head coach. Defensive coordinator, hell yeah. Keep him. He made the defense improve. Why didn't you keep him? Because Jerry lied to him, made some promises to him, and then why didn't you give him a pay raise? You didn't do it. You want to be cheap with him. And he said, well, F you then. I done put all this stuff for this organization. I've been with you before this, and you're going to play me like that? I feel him. I'm out. So let me see who you win with somebody else. And then you know what Jerry did? This is what I really think happened. Jerry probably was like, Zimmer was like, man, fuck you, dog. That's fucked up how you playing me. I'm out. Jerry was like, oh, shit, what am I going to do? Matt Eberflus. Matt, what's up, dog? Hey, you remember how you wanted that job back then with Marinelli? I got it for you. Don't worry about it. Everything cool. I got you. Don't worry about it. Okay. That's Jerry's a master manipulator. That's what he would do. Oh, I lost you, Zimmer. Let me get him. As soon as Eberflus got Is Mel in here? Is Mel in here, babe? Mel, attest to it. We both talked about it. As soon as Eberflus got fired, me and Mel were tweeting each other. I said, that's our next defensive coordinator. Talk to him, Mel. Tell him in the chat. That's what I said the day he got fired. Tell him in the chat. The day he got fired, I said, Eberflus is our next defensive coordinator.
Man,
you know why? Because Jerry's going to go with him because it's comfortable. I know him. He was here before. He'll be able to do it. No, actually do a search. You go with comfortable people. You got the you got the thing, Chief?
What?
Remember when you said you was going to show
the graphic. Yeah. Yeah, we got the graphic. Which one?
the one with the comfortable
This
graphic.
one here?
Yep.
All right, yep. There we go.
And this I got this from Fake Book. You're right. I didn't say Facebook. I said Fake Book. I got this from Fake Book. So this, and I agree. I seen this in Fake Book. Don't know what the hell they talking about. I seen this. I said we got to post this. How Jerry hires. Read that first one, G, because I don't got my glasses.
It says someone he knows, and then it's got categories of someone he knows, someone he effed up, and he needs help.
And then someone he knows.
Jimmy Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
Barry Switzer,
Mm-hmm.
Dave Campo,
Mm-hmm.
Jason Garrett,
Mm-hmm.
Brian Schottenheimer,
Yeah.
and then he effed up and needs help, Bill Parcells, Mike McCarthy.
Is that not right? It feels like
It does feel like that
feels like so right.
The sequence, yeah, and then the other category, Chan Gailey, Wade Phillips.
That damn near spot on, dog. Jerry
Yeah.
goes what he's comfortable and safe with, who he feel comfortable and safe with. And when he feels like it's all fucked up, I'm going to go get a dog.
Yeah.
If it's all fucked up and I don't want nobody saying nothing about me no more.
You know what? That's perfect too, because that is exactly when you said he's like the Jason Garrett, same kind of thing. Because like that's why he went and got Mike McCarthy after that decade with Jason Garrett. So now we got the Jason Garrett. So now we're gonna have to write it out for a few years and see what Schottenheimer does.
You preaching right here.
Then he's gonna go
He preaching.
after seasoned head coach,
He's preaching.
right?
We
Ain't
know
that
the
right?
patterns and trends, right?
Well, that's what the graph we just looked at.
That's the pattern and trend, right? Just like you said, he went 10 years with Garrett, and we were all like, hell no, we ain't doing with that. So what'd he do? Let me get a Super Bowl winning coach to shut y'all up. This dude is, y'all don't see what he does, y'all. I know what he does. That's why I'm good. I ain't tripping on him. I'm good on Cowboys. I know what he does. He manipulates. It's the perfect thing. He sees it.
And I feel like these coaches, though, that he does get, like these bigger time guys like a Mike McCarthy, might have kind of played him. Because Mike McCarthy, he said in the beginning, like he said something crazy.
He said, I lied to get on.
Exactly. He said pretty much, I lied to get the job. Like I said whatever they wanted me to say to get hired. Like, so going into it, he's like, he was after the money and like the fame of being the Cowboys coach and hoping to win. But
he said, I wanted to have the prestige of coaching the Green Bay Packers and Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah. But yeah, he pretty much said he lied to Jerry.
But you know what? People be dissing McCarthy, but he had 3 straight 12-win seasons. I keep going back to that.
I'm not saying he's not a good coach.
No, I'm not hating on him. People hate
I liked
on him.
too.
A lot of people hate on him.
CeeDee Lamb was a great pick. His first pick, right?
His first draft was good. His drafts after that, trash. But y'all was doing records. My thing is this, G. This is all I'm saying. I'm not saying you're not supposed to keep trying because that's the responsible organization. But you had a Super Bowl coach, Super Bowl winning coach, right? That coached your offense or was overseer. And then you had a Super Bowl coach on your defense and you didn't do anything. So what leads me to believe
One and done.
that Shotty and whoever you hire now is going to magically do it. It's not going to happen. I understand you got to keep, and I know why we fans and we have to, like, well, no, you don't have to. I'm not. But in your brain, your brain tells you, well, we don't know the future, so we'll just, and you can't as an organization not try, right? You have to do the responsible thing. But I'm just saying from the fan perspective and from my perspective, you're not doing anything. You're not going to win anything, Jerry. No, you're not. Not until he's fully moved out the way, whether it be the GM or, God forbid, it's going to be death. And I'm not being disrespectful, but that's the only way Jerry's not going to be doing the Cowboys.
You'd think he'd want to retire or something. Enjoy life a little bit.
He's not going to retire. He's obsessed with this
It's
shit.
probably keeping him alive.
It is, because he loves – it ain't about him winning the Super Bowl. He loves the attention. I'm trying to tell you about Libra Gang. Libra's like attention. I'm telling you about this. I don't no more, but I like when somebody tells me, you pretty good, Jay. I do like hearing that. I do. I'm telling you the real. So when y'all think about Jerry, this is the real. I do like when people compliment me and say I'm doing good. I do. So imagine me saying that and Jerry, who's a billionaire, and people telling me, damn, Jerry, you a beast. He loves hearing that. The problem, what we don't do as Cowboys people, we really need to rebel against Jerry. That's what will change him. Trust me. But we don't do it. You really got to stop paying for the games and giving him the attention. I mean, I'm making a show right now and we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys.
I know.
Let's be real. I'm falling into the shit right now. So I guess I'm a hypocrite. I can admit it. But Jerry probably can sit back and say, what do I need to change for? I got 300 fucking content creators talking about
Well, we stopped
Dallas
buying
right now.
stop buying jerseys and going
I didn't
to
buy none
games.
of this.
No, I'm not saying you.
No,
I'm
I
talking
know.
about everybody.
I this is my disclaimer. This is all free, and I gotta give G his hat back because I got a hat underneath this. I ain't buying none of this shit, and I'm not buying that. Remember, G, when we was going, we
Yep.
was going for free.
Yeah.
We didn't pay for that shit.
Yep. Now I have bought a lot of shit over time, but yeah, stop going to the Walmart across the street from the stadium.
You said what?
Walmart probably makes a ton of money off
They
those
make a
games.
whole
So
ton of money.
stop going to Walmart. Stop going to the games.
That's the only way Jerry will change. I promise you. I promise you in my heart. If people really just stop going to games, stop buying the tickets, stop believing the hype, and really turn their head against him, he would really change and really think about stepping back and stepping down. But as long as he's raking in this dough, and as long as we're doing what we're doing, he's never going to change. And that is the truth, y'all. He is never going to change. As long as he is raking in dough, he's not going to feel the need to change. The only way Jerry changes, Jerry don't like to be hated. It's the truth. He don't like people hating him. He don't like people talking shit about him, but he don't want you to hate him.
Mm-hmm.
And when you are not going to games and say, F Jerry, he don't like that. Trust me. Say some stuff about Jerry. Remember when that blow up on the fan or whatever, and he was talking trash about and there was a big uproar? He came right back there and apologized because too many people were talking negative about him. He doesn't want that negative press about him like that. So he'll come on and say, you know what, I'm sorry. Because he don't want that. If you really give him that heat, he will change. But Cowboys fans ain't strong enough to do it because we love them Cowboys so much. We ain't strong enough to say no. And he prays on that, and that's why he won't change.
Yeah, he's got to feel it in the pockets. That
Yeah.
would be the only way.
He's got to feel it in his pockets. And if he's making $9 billion into the number one organization still, and they ain't went to a Super Bowl, do you really think he's going to change, G? No.
But yeah, it's been a big Jerry show, obviously, because really, like we
That's
said,
the
it's
thing.
kind of pointless, to anything else until that issue.
We don't want to talk about it, G, but we're going to talk about it on
yeah.
here. People don't want to talk about it, but we got to talk about it because this is the conversation that needs to be had. I know some teams that choked. We talk about 2022. Y'all choked. Your players choked. You did. But at the end of the day, he's not the football guy. And as long as he's making the football decisions, Dallas is always going to suffer. And with that, I'm going to use the restroom.
A double dip. Yeah, I wanted to talk about Kenneth Murray, too, after this, because we've been spending a lot of the time on Jerry, so which is due because, that is at the end of the day where it starts when you look at the whole over all these years. But we're still going to get into Ryan Flournoy, the Pickens situation, the receivers, off-season priority rankings. What's the biggest thing that the Cowboys need to do in the offseason? Is it re-sign Pickens? Is it the draft? Is it a change on the coaching staff? A free agent? Re-signing some other guys like Javonte Williams? What's going to be the biggest off-season priority for the Cowboys? Let us know in the comments what you think, and we'll read your comment. True Calidro says the stadium will always bring in money. He ain't worried. That's true, because it is a lot more than just the Cowboys games. It's the college games, the pay-per-views, the UFC fights, all the other stuff that they make the money on, all the sponsorships. So, yeah, they could probably get along just fine without the Cowboys even being there.
That's his bread and butter.
Yep. Yeah, we were just kind of getting into a couple things that I wanted to shift direction a little bit. Because, like, again, in spite of that, we still have stuff to talk about if we just want to cover it. The offseason priority, ranking that. So what's the biggest offseason priority? Is it Pickens? Mm-hmm. Is it Javonte Williams? Is it the draft? Is it change on the coaching staff? Some other free agent you're going to bring in, Javonte Williams, what's the biggest priority there? What do you think number one is and needs to be first?
First, I want to say, my boo, I love you. I love you, boo. And G, you my dog. Eric B. and Rakim. I just want to give my shout-outs to my peoples. All right, and second, with that, Javonte Williams is going, in my opinion. I feel like he's outpriced himself. Dallas is not going to pay that money for a running back. I don't feel like, nor should they. We talked about this. We talked about this last week. That's why you build your offensive line. We talked about the Denver Broncos. You can churn them running backs out. It will hurt us. Oh, Javonte. Bro, you'll be okay. You got a good offensive line. You get a good running back. It'll be another 1,000-yard rusher, right? As much as we hate it.
Yeah.
So I feel like Javonte Williams is gone. He's outpriced himself.
I got another little angle I could throw on that.
Go
ahead. So if you kind of compare it, I know he wasn't used as much in college, but if you look at Zeke's career.
See.
What? If you look at Zeke's career, when did his career kind of start to drift and fade away, like where it was kind of like he was getting too old? I mean, I know Javonte is a little bit younger, but when you look at the seasons, and he's been hurt. Zeke was what, about
2020,
year 5 or 6?
I think 2020 is when
about
I
his
started
fifth
to see
season or
his
so.
decline.
Yeah.
2020, 2021
So
is when he started falling off.
Javonte's in that season now. I know he hasn't played as much; just came off an injury. But when you compare it to Zeke, that could also be a thing because, like, he's getting up there for a running back, but maybe he could be one that lasts longer. But if you look at, I know Zeke was used a lot more in college. I'm sure he was that big workhorse. You saw that stretch he had, but but Javonte, he's kind of up there in that season where maybe they start to hit that shelf. Running backs kind of fall off quick, don't you think?
Yeah, but he's only 25, and he's been really on the shelf with those injuries. So he's really not had a lot of carries. So he doesn't have a lot of mileage. I think where he needs to go to a team like the Texans or somebody like that that's going to workhorse him for like 2 or 3 years and let him be done. Dallas is not going to do that, and I just don't feel like. I just feel like he's outpriced himself for Dallas. I just don't see him coming back, and you can get another running back, whether it be draft or whatever, that if your offensive line is good, it'll be okay. I think the prioritized to answer your question would be George Pickens. I go back to it again. I won't harp on this, but you should have did a sign and trade. You should have offered him money. I know you might be worried about it because maybe he would have slacked in your brain or anything like that. You should have did that because I don't know where you thought that he was going to have average numbers when he had average numbers with average. I mean, he had good numbers with average quarterbacks. You got a guy and you got CeeDee Lamb. He was going to turn up, and you're dealing with that agent. You should have thought about that ahead of time. And now, yeah, they're going to come at you with, hey, we want money. You see our numbers?
Yep.
Somebody's paying us big dollars. We go to the Titans, get 40. 42.
Yeah.
Cam Ward and George Pickens would look good together.
Mm-hmm.
You think they ain't throwing that? Everybody going to want some George Pickens. He ain't tripped. I don't care what y'all saying about him. Say what you want. You going to sign him you going to sign him.
Yeah, your guy Mel jumped in there. Said he agreed with you. He was behind the stream, he said, but yeah, you called it about the Eberflus thing. And then he also said Flo's good. He likes Ryan Flournoy. He likes Javonte. But I think for the reason, like you said, because Pickens is your number one priority. That's probably also why you're not going to get Williams back.
Yeah, because you can't spend on
all
him.
that.
Yeah, you can't spend that money. That money's got to be allocated to Pickens because he's going to cost a lot of money. He's going to want big money. His agent going to want big money. CD's making 34. They're starting at 35. They starting at 35. Our numbers say 35. We're starting at 35. We're not getting paid $1 under CD Lamb. You damn sure they're saying that. We're not getting paid under CD. We're not going to be here. So he's going to make more than CD.
Yeah.
Does the Cowboys pay $40 million for a George Pickens? Would you?
I don't know, because like if you look at the Bengals situation with Higgins took less than Chase.
Mm-hmm.
So Pickens would be one more than CD.
Yeah, he is. This is a different breed because Pickens is a different breed. He ain't no. Let me get that short too. I was looking at it.
Got you.
Pickens
I
is
was
a
looking
different.
at it.
Pickens is a different breed. He ain't a T. Higgins where he knows. T. Higgins kind of know he a secondary. Pickens ain't. Pickens like I'm a number one.
Mhm.
I'm an alpha dog. I want to get alpha money.
Man, I think it might be trying to address the defensive coordinator. It might be one of the biggest priorities. I know they're probably just going to keep him, but
if they keep him, it's over.
Realistically,
I
looking
don't
at
think
it,
they Jerry. I think he will let him. I think Jerry might let him go because Jerry does listen to the people.
fold the pressure.
He
from
will
the public.
fold. Too many people hate Eberflus. He will be worried about losing
He
his
don't want
money.
the booze coming down.
He don't want the booze and worried about losing his money. So that's why he will make the change. Not because he want to make the change, because of too much pressure. That's why I said we got to stay with the pressure on him stepping down as GM.
Yeah.
Stop going to them games.
And I think platforms like this is what drives that too. All these people that talk about this stuff, it gets pushed around, and they all see it. It all gets out there.
They have people who listen to these podcasts, and they hear this. And if we all keep on saying, fire Eberflus, he ain't going to bring him back. He ain't going to want to hear that noise every game. He's not going to want to hear it. So that's why he'll get rid of him. That's why, you know what? You got to keep being loud with this shit with him, with the GM. Bros, just step your ass down. You can be the president. You can be the owner. Step your ass down and trust somebody.
Hire a GM.
Hire somebody that you could trust. There's got to be somebody in your circle that's a football guy that you trust and say, here, bro, don't do me wrong, dog, because that's how I be. Don't do me wrong. You know, I've been doing this for 30 years, motherfucker. I'm letting you do this. Don't do me wrong. Right?
Yeah.
But guess what? You 83, bruh. Dallas is never winning again with you as the GM. Never. They're never going to another Super Bowl. Go ahead. I bet you they don't.
Calvin Jefferson just made a good point there. He said every season produces a new need. As much as fans would hate it, we need like offensive linemen again now, even though we're always drafting offensive linemen.
But you know what? I think we could get away with stuff if we had the right people in place. You feel what I'm saying, G? Like, if you had the right people in place and you stepped your ass back, like Harry Roseman. He makes mistakes, but that motherfucker is super aggressive. See, here's the problem, and we've talked about it time and time again, all the final word and whatever. They are comfortable. Nobody is firing the Joneses. You don't have a threat of being fired. You will not, in my opinion, go as hard. No, you're not. Because ain't nobody pressuring you. I do it when I want to do it. But you hire a GM and he's got a clock ticking on his job instantly. If he doesn't produce in those first probably few years, he's gone. With that pressure, he's got to make the pressure of making the right decisions because he know he can't slack. There's not that pressure for Jerry, Steven, or none of them. They all live in a comfortable house, Will McClay included, because he doesn't get any pushback. You know why? Because Jerry protects him because he's his number one guy. So where does Will McClay feel pressure? He's in this shit too. You ain't getting away from this Will McClay because you in this lackadaisical shit too Because guess what? You don't have no pressure on you because Jerry ain't putting that pressure on you because you're my guy.
We don't even really ever hear about him.
You know what I'm saying? You don't never hear no Jerry ever giving no pushback to no Will McClay because that's his guy because he does all the footwork for him. So you're like a made man. So what does Will McClay feel pressure if you fucked up on the Mozzie Smith pick? Or these other picks that you fucked up on. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. Excuse my language. I like to say that, but I'll probably say fuck again. I just said it. You make 21, 22, 23 were bad drafts. If you look from 2017 to 2023, tell me the players in that draft. I went through them. You didn't have great drafts. But he's bulletproof because Jerry's like, I don't want to do it. You my guy. And that is the problem. It's too much comfortability in this organization. And the only time they'll jump on and make a Quentin Williams is when pressure gets applied to them and they're going to hear a whole bunch of noise from Cowboys Nation. Okay, I need y'all to shut up. Quentin Williams, remember when we talked about it? Quentin Williams, draft picks, shut up.
Yeah, the shut up signings.
Shut up signings.
That's probably what's going to happen with the Eberflus thing.
It is.
Been a lot of buzz about Kenneth Murray and people bringing up plays from all different games throughout the year. Is he as bad as people been saying, or you know? I mean, I've seen some stuff, but people highlight some bad plays. But he might also have a lot of good plays because I don't watch the film all like you guys would. But
Dallas had Jalen Smith. I don't want to hear shit.
Can't get a lot worse than that.
You feel me? Dallas had Jalen Smith, and they was hyping him as great. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we should have already known. I think the problem with Kenneth Murray is I made a video, 2 videos about Kenneth Murray. I said he might be a slept-on pick because he has the athletic ability. He's going to get you a lot of tackles, but his instincts, I said that was his biggest problem, his instincts. His instincts, he always guesses wrong in the wrong gap, and when he does, big gains happen. I said it in that before the season even started. I said, but you had Eberflus, and he's the quote-unquote the linebacker whisperer. So I thought he would be able to get Kenneth Murray together. But you still see those same things, and I don't know what's going on. So I think Kenneth Murray has been not good, but I don't think he's been as bad as people said. But, yeah, I just feel like the warts that he had, you should have, as a defensive coordinator, hid those. But it's almost like with that zone, you exposed them, right? So you didn't spend a lot of money on the trade, I guess, with Kenneth Murray. So he's just an average player. You just got average players on defense, man. I don't know what to say.
That's a spot where you didn't do enough to upgrade it.
And Sanborn been on IR the whole damn year.
And he was real slow and stuff anyway before that. But
Overshown what has Overshown been this year? We saw him nasty with
flying
Zimmer.
Around like
right.
He was.
We saw him nasty with Zimmer, and that's why you say you got to get rid of Eberflus because that damn Marizoni. Marizoni. I might as well say it. Nope. I'm going to say Marizoni. I'm going to stay with that. Marizoni. You stay with that Marizoni shit. He does the same thing like Marinelli would do, G. That's what's so crazy. Marinelli would be aggressive as shit in the beginning of the game. And we'd be like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And then all of a sudden, this motherfucker start getting scary, backing up in these damn zones. We're like, what is you doing? Bruh, you was killing them all game, and then you backed up in the zone. That is crazy how Eberflus is doing the same thing. You get aggressive in the very beginning. It's working. We're feeling good. And then all of a sudden, what's going on? Why are you jumping back in the zone like you're scared and shit? You're doing the same thing Marinelli did. Your predecessor. Your what's the person who teaches you? Who's that person? What do they call him?
There's probably a lot of different words for that.
Your predecessor?
Sensei.
Maybe he was your sensei. He was your sensei, and you're doing what your sensei's doing.
Mentor, maybe?
Mentor. Yeah, that's what it is, G. You're doing what your mentor is doing. You're doing exactly what he's doing. And that's what we're frustrated with me. Me and you would talk about it, G. Like, we're kicking ass on why the fuck is he doing this now? He's going in his zone, and they're just – Aaron Rodgers even said it. He said he loved playing against Marinelli because he knew what he could do. Because He shows you everything.
He don't disguise it.
It don't disguise it. When the quarterback comes to the line of scrimmage and he's like, damn. Hike.
Yeah,
I'm
like
throwing to him.
he
He
knows
wide
your play.
open. He going to be wide open. Hike. When J.J. McCarthy, okay, Caleb Williams, Caleb Williams has a special arm. He's not a special player, but he has a special arm. So I can see where I can give you Caleb Williams. I can't give you Jacoby Brissett.
Mm-hmm.
I can't give you Bryce Young.
Yeah.
And I damn sure can't give you J.J.
They
McCarthy.
get right games.
You have to be gone. But anybody who they bring in, are they going to do a real search? Because they really got lucky with Quinn because Quinn got fired from Atlanta. If Quinn didn't get fired from Atlanta, who would we have had?
And they made him like the highest paid.
Who would we have had, G? We
Yeah.
got lucky with that one.
What's the weakest position group on the team? We'll just wrap this up here in a second, but just real quick on these. What's the weakest position group on the team?
Safety?
I think that's where it is.
Yeah. I would say edge is close.
Because when we didn't have Hooker, it was real bad at safety and Wilson.
Edge is a close second, but I'm going to say safety. It's just bad back there. I mean, you don't have anybody you feel confident on, from Hooker to Wilson to Clark to anybody. You don't feel confident from Bell. I don't feel confident with anybody on that back end. They don't have a difference maker on that safety position where there's a safety that can just call out the plays, bark out everything, control the defense, and still make plays up on the line of scrimmage on the back end. You don't have that. So I think corner is sus, edge is sus, but that safety position, it's just bad. Because when you get past Dallas defense, you get past their defense. It's like safety position is bad.
I feel like the safety position's been bad. Even when Dan Quinn was there, I know J-Ron Curse had his moment, but he wasn't a great player or anything.
Dan Quinn disguised him.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? He wasn't good. He was drafted in the 6th round. He wasn't good. But here's the thing. Dan Quinn was aggressive. That's the thing that I loved about Quinn. People be hating on Quinn. I ain't hating on Quinn. Yeah, they didn't stop the run like we wanted to, but Dallas was setting records from 21. They went from one of the worst defenses to one of the best defenses in pressures, sacks, turnovers. They were one of the points per game. Everybody's crying about Dallas gives us so many points. They were at top 10 all 3 of his years in points per game. Okay?
Yeah, I got that graphic too.
Yeah, show that graphic.
Put it up there.
Yeah, show that graphic. Oh, that was a great segue.
There it is.
There it is. Look at those numbers.
Yep.
Look at from 21, 22, and 23. Look at those offensive numbers, number one. Even though it was a bland-ass offense, it was still the number one offense. You had the top 5 offense and the top 5 defense in 23, and you choked it.
Kellen Moore.
You get what I'm saying? No, Kellen Moore wasn't in that last year. He went to the Eagles.
What year did he do that?
The last year they were.
So he went in 23.
Yep.
That's when Schottenheimer came in.
Schottenheimer came after that.
Yeah.
That 23 year is when we choked, when we had the best offense and best defense, and they choked. So that's why I said, it's responsibility of the team to get better, but what wouldn't lead me to believe that this team is going to get over the hump, and you had a top 5 offense and top 5 defense pretty much in those 3 years, and you didn't do a damn thing. You didn't even sniff a championship. So what leads me to believe is Schottenheimer and whoever else you hire, they're going to miraculously do it. Dallas doesn't do anything in adversity as we in. That's the biggest thing with the Cowboys. They don't know how to handle adversity. Whenever adversity comes to them, they fold. Whenever it matters the most. Yeah, you had a big game against the Eagles. Yeah, you had a big game against the Chiefs, but you had another big game against the Lions. And what happened? You had to keep riding the wave. It's like, and Cowboys fans, we were sitting on the edge of the seats every game. Like I said, you don't never sit back like this.
Yeah, it's been that way.
I remember in '92 in them, I used to sit back in the games like this. We kicking their ass.
I do sit back like that, but it's because I don't really care that much anymore.
That's why. Okay, I was about to say. I looked at G like, what? You sit back comfortably because,
it's just like, all right. Well, I'm not
like
expecting to win. I'm already expecting to lose, actually. So that's kind of how. It is. Any kind of big game, I'm already like, we're not going to win.
See, G's a man after my own heart.
And that's where I said it's been like that for me. But I'm not going to say like I didn't realize at that time like they're just never going to win another one. But that's when I was like, all right, man, like it don't matter how good they are, they just can't get over that hump.
And I can't trust them.
And I would blame it on Romo, think it's Romo, but then now you see Dak and the whole thing, he's Romo 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
Same exact thing.
Romo 2.0.
One of the best quarterbacks in the league, really, from a statistical standpoint in regular season.
And ain't doing shit.
Can't win the big games. Same exact pattern.
Wow. Isn't that crazy?
It's like exact.
Like
same thing. If it was a huge game with Romo, we weren't winning it. And he was a great quarterback, I thought.
But would you feel the same? What did you feel the same thing with Romo, though? Like, he's a great quarterback, but he's going to make that mistake. Did you not think that?
Yeah. Yep. Like, he just ain't going to be able to come through in the moment when it matters the most. Like, the ball's going to get bad or he's going to throw a pick or take a sack or something like that.
And it's the same thing with Dak.
It's like it feels like it would be some kind of miracle if it does happen. Like I feel like it would be crazy if that happened. I don't know what I would do.
That's why I like talking to you, G, because you like so like real and like even kill with it. You just said the truth.
It's just the facts.
It's the truth. When you said about Romo, I knew Romo was good. Romo was nasty, but I knew Romo when it mattered the most. I knew he was gonna make a mistake. I just felt in my heart he was going to make a mistake. No matter what, how much I love Romo, he was going to make a mistake. And I feel the same way with Dak. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all can hate me the way I want. But when it's the biggest game, I feel like Dak ain't going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? In that Lions game, we needed Dak. And I ain't putting it all on Dak. But he didn't do it.
Yeah, you got to. Some of them games, you got to carry the team.
Some of the games, you got to put the whole damn team on your back. I've seen quarterbacks do it where it's been everything's effed up and give me the motherfucking ball. I'm taking this shit over. Fuck y'all. I'm calling the damn plays. Yeah. Move out the way. I got this.
Yep.
I've seen it from quarterbacks. And I just don't feel like Dak has that. Sorry. Hate me. Y'all don't like the video.
With Dak is like you still got a lot of time, I will say, hopefully. But as long as Jerry's there, who cares? But in spite of Jerry,
I wish he was just left.
You still have a lot of time. Dak?
Yeah, I wish he would have left.
Went to another team?
Yeah, because I wanted to see if he could win somewhere else. I wanted to see if he didn't have that, if he didn't have the Cowboy stigma over top of him, if he could go to another team and win.
Like the Browns or something?
Yeah, I wanted to see if he could really do that. Because you got that Cowboy shit on you. I want to see if you didn't have it on you because I've seen a lot of Cowboys players leave and be successful other places and win. I wanted to see if Dak could leave here and go to another team and actually win and take them to the big one. And then everybody be like, yep, so it is the Cowboys.
Yeah. Look, this guy just hopped in here. Or he said this comment a while back, but he didn't know he was going to end up getting to this. A Dak delusional fan. He said, you can't build a perfect team to overcome Dak. And he didn't realize we were about to just get into Dak and that feeling that you have about him. So hopefully he stuck around.
Yeah, well, he's a Dak hater. I think I know Dak delusional.
And then Dexter says Dak's not that guy, plain and simple.
I mean, Dak is really good, but he hasn't done it in those moments. And, I mean,
I will say the offense scores enough to win, but a lot of times seems like it's too late in the game and stuff like that, or it's just not the opportune time to score and stuff like that. So, like that Lions game, we felt good about coming back in that one when it was 27-30. We was like, oh, here we go again, just like we did with the Eagles, in the comeback and winning a tough, tight, close game. But then the defense gave it up, and offense couldn't do nothing after that.
And that's where it's like I don't feel like that's Dak because that's where Romo dealt with.
you'd bring him back to where you got a chance
Romo
in the
does
game.
the same shit. He bring him back, and you'd be like, yes. And then 3 plays later, these motherfuckers would give up the touchdown. And you like,
Or they're in field goal range.
and so imagine the pressure you have to feel as the quarterback when you have to get back on the field and score again. So that's why I feel bad for Dak and Romo when the defense is always giving it up. But guess what? When the defense has been stout and it's did it, the quarterbacks,
Yeah,
Romo and Dak
Never goes
didn't
together.
do it.
Never goes together.
You feel me?
Yep.
When the defense did it in 22, I'm going back to that 22 game. The defense did it in that Niners game, and Dak didn't do it.
Mhm.
Sorry. Dak didn't do it in 22. That was our chance. Okay, I'll give you the pass to 21. I really don't want to. But in 22, you beat Brady, and you were kicking the Niners' ass in that game.
Yeah, that 22 season was probably the best I felt since that 09 season I told you about earlier.
That 22 season was your chance, and
Like,
y'all choked it.
Yeah, you went on the road and blew out Tom Brady.
Blew him out. And you went into San Francisco and shut them motherfuckers down. The defense shut them down. And people talk about, oh, Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons didn't have sex, but go back and watch that game. Micah Parsons was all in that backfield all game.
Yeah, I mean, you could just.
He was all in that backfield all game. Micah was in that backfield all game. He didn't get the sacks, but his pressures, Purdy was throwing the ball away because he was going to get sacked by Micah. Micah was in that backfield all game. Diggs, you dropped that big interception. Dak, you had 2 big interceptions. That one to Michael Gallup. I will say Gallup had something to do with that. But that CeeDee Lamb shit, no. We was driving. And I ain't trying to, but right there, you had the big game where you could have did it, and you didn't do it as a team. So y'all not big game hunters.
It just never works like in unison, both sides
Never
of the ball.
works. So damn it, I don't care.
Real quick, we're about to get out just real fast here.
Mm-hmm.
Just a kind of on the spot question. Who's the best player on the team?
Oof. Damn.
You probably, maybe most people haven't thought about that. Maybe, I don't know. And then who's the worst player on the team?
The best player on the team?
Maybe we have to come back to that. I don't know.
No. Because right now, if you, right now I'm saying CeeDee Lamb.
That's a good choice. Can't go wrong there.
I know he fucks up,
Consistent though.
but he's consistent, and CD can really attack you on all levels.
Full route tree.
Full route tree. And look at his numbers. I know Dak, but it's neck and neck with Dak and CD. But I like CD better. Sorry, I just do. I like CD better. I like CD better than Dak.
That's fair. I mean,
Sorry.
2 of the highest paid players in the league right there. You know, that means they're the best at their position, so you can't go wrong either way.
A
there,
lot of
I guess.
people will yell at me for that. I'm gonna get a lot of pushback on this one. What? Dak is the all-time leading passer in Dallas Cowboy history, all that. I know.
What about the worst player? You want that at all?
Worst player on the team? The absolute worst?
You like if you had to cut somebody, I guess I'll say of the starters.
Donovan Wilson.
Really?
Of the starters.
Yeah, maybe he's a little out of position, but
Of
he
the
makes
starters.
plays though.
I don't want to say Donovan Wilson because he plays hard.
He makes plays.
He
He had a nice tackle in that last game. in the
Donovan
backfield.
Wilson plays hard, and that's why
He's not great in the coverage, but
I don't want to hate on him because he plays hard.
you think he's worse than like a Kenneth Murray?
I'm saying Sam Williams.
Worst player on the team
Yep.
as the starters?
He's not a starter, but Sam Williams.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's a backup. That's right.
Just Sam
It's
Williams.
Fowler and
Sam
Rocket.
Williams. I ain't gonna say Fowler. Sam Williams, because we expected so much from Sam Williams, and he's been a straight bust. He was drafted in the 2nd round, and he's done nothing. I had high hopes. I said 10 sacks for Sam Williams. This is your unleash Sam Williams. This is your year. And he's done nothing but special team shit. Block punts and shit.
He's had some flashes.
When?
He forced a couple fumbles in that
Man,
stretch where
please.
they won those
Second round
games.
Second round pick.
Yeah, but I'm just saying he has shown what he could be, but he just can't consistently put it together.
Second round pick. Second round pick, you should be starting, number one. As a second round pick, you should be the starting end, and you should be getting at least 5 sacks.
Yeah.
And you're not doing any of that. He's not a starter. He's a second round pick. He's still not a starter. He is a disappointment, and he should be released.
Just cut him.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up. That's a good 2 hours there.
That's a perfect way to end it, too.
Yeah, we got a lot of good stuff from this one.
That's a perfect way to end it.
Any last-minute thoughts or words? I mean, the season's over. People can pretend that, there's a chance, but there's no chance.
I just want people to I don't want y'all to change. You fan how you want to fan. I don't want you to fan how I fan. Okay? But I want y'all to be real. Like, when you look at this team, do you really think this team, I hear people in the streets, oh, if we get a linebacker, if we get a corner, if we get this. Go ahead and believe that. Keep believing that. Shit ain't changing unless people up top change. And if them people up top don't change, it's going to be the same shit. Watch. That's my last
words.
And
then just to back that up, those numbers you showed proves that you can have top 5 offense and defense.
Super Bowl coaches.
Doesn't seem to make a difference.
That's the key.
Super Bowl coaches.
We had Super Bowl coaches on offense and defense and didn't win shit.
Yep. But that's we'll talk more next week after the Chargers. We'll see what they do. Are they gonna try to play spoiler? Are they gonna rest guys? We're gonna see what's gonna happen this week. But
I like how you said we're talking and it said I ain't trying to hear that, dog.
Yep. It fits perfect.
Fits perfect.
And then we'll come right back next week and we'll be talking more about what's going on. And make sure you guys checking us out. Second time live on Facebook now.
Yes, sir.
So that's cool. YouTube and Facebook and on the
out.
Producer G page. So.
Sorry, I couldn't shout out everybody, but my phone is weird. And I'm getting a new phone. It's not going to be like a new phone, but it's going to be a new phone.
New to you phone.
Yeah, new to me phone.
We'll get back in the comments, though. We got to drive that a little bit more. But, yep. All right. We'll see you guys next week then.
Donation.